All right, y'all. Officially live again, back with another one. Um, Thank you everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. Thank you everybody that's been hitting that like button. I greatly appreciate everybody that's been supporting my channel. It really means a lot. Happy to be back doing another live stream. I didn't know whether I was gonna go forward with this one, no lie. I had a busy night, busy day, so I didn't really plan on doing this. I was gonna switch it, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta suck it up and do some things you didn't want to do if you want to get somewhere you ain't never been. And I am eager to get my channel to the YouTube partner program. So live streaming is a part of the job. Anyway, I really don't have a whole lot to talk about, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all right now. I really haven't watched anything. There hasn't been a whole lot of news dropping. There was one small piece of news that I did see drop today. I don't know if it's just a rumor. So apparently, Sony wants to do a Sinister Six movie with basically all or most of the um actors, cast, whatever you want to call them, like the Venom, like the Morbius, like they basically want to do a Sinister Six with a lot of these characters they've already had appear in movies. And a lot of people are already talking about what a joke it is. And to be honest with y'all, I really do not want to see this. I really don't. I don't think anything good is gonna come out of it. I don't. They should just show it. I have said it time and time and time and time and time again. The spin-off Spider-Man universe died with Morbius. Honestly, I think it died before it even got off the ground with the Venom movie. I still ain't seen the third one, and I know a lot of people have seen it, and obviously it's getting trashed from people doing reviews on it. Boy. And rightfully so, man. I don't think we got the Venom that we had in the comic books. He was too jokey. He was too, corny, doing a bunch of extra stuff that I guess Venom doesn't normally do. I'm not the biggest Venom fan in the world, but we got him doing a bunch of stuff that he doesn't normally do. So I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way about these Venom movies. You know what I mean? And yeah, we got the last one now, Venom: The Last Dance, and people are assuming that the door is going to be open for Tom Hardy's Noel to appear in the MCU, or possibly somehow get Venom over to the MCU. Now I know a while ago I read online, I even did a video about it. Marvel is not allowed to use already used characters that Sony has already used, and they've used a lot of big name characters such as Venom. Um, I don't know if I would say Morbius is a big name character. I'm trying to think of anybody else. They got Rhino, they got Craven. So, they've already used a lot of the characters that I'm used to seeing on TV when I was a kid. But I just don't know why they want to continue on trekking along. It's like the spin-off universe is not making any money. What is the end game here? They're dropping a bunch of separate single movies that are not getting anybody's attention. It is not getting anybody jumped up to go to the theater. If anybody is jumped up to go to the theater to see these movies, it's just so they can have a good fucking laugh. Let's just be real about this, okay? I don't understand why Sony is continuing to go along with this Spider-Man spin-off universe that nobody is eager to see. So no, I don't think that they should do a Sinister Six movie. I think they should just fold it up, throw it in the trash. It's a bad idea. If they was gonna do a Sinister Six movie, they need a villain. The rumor also said that Noah's supposed to be the villain. We've been hearing for years that somehow all these movies is gonna be connected to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and yet it is yet to happen. Every time you turn around, it's the same damn story. Oh, Venom could have something to do with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Spider-Man can make an appearance, and it hasn't happened. And it hasn't happened. It's just a waste of time for Sony to continue tracking along, giving us these damn movies. It really is. There is no reason for it. There is no reason for it. So, in my honest opinion, yeah, I mean, Sony needs to just go ahead and drop the spin-off universe. Is over, is done. There's nothing left for them to do. Aside from all that, um, you know, there was also talks about the MCU. I did a video going forward. Um, you know, we got a handful of movies coming out next year. You got Fantastic Four, First Steps. I can't remember the whole title. You got the um, Captain America movie dropping out next year. So you got a hand bunch of stuff coming out, man, that people are either excited for or expecting or not excited for. And honestly, in my opinion, the only real big movie I'm excited for next year is, well, the biggest movie I'll probably say on my list is Superman. Followed by, I'll probably say Fantastic Four, followed by Captain America. That's what's on my list that I'm excited for. I think it's gonna be. I want to say it's gonna be an unbelievable year for movies, but I've said that so many times, and we see how it's turned out year and year again. There's a lot of people who are talking about the Captain America movie and how bad it's probably going to do because of the test screenings that have come out that people have talked about, because of the what else is it people have come on talked about? Because of all the money they spent. They don't think it's going to make his money back. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna do good. I really am, man. I hope that next year is gonna be a great year for movies. I know Marvel still got the TV show. I believe it's Agatha Long or something like that. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see what um next year is gonna be like for the MCU and for the start of the DCU. It's gonna be crazy to see. And I'm trying to be excited about it, but it's hard, man, when a lot of a lot of stuff, especially concerning the DCU, has been shit over. Well, not the DCU, but the DCEU and the spinoff stuff that come out have not been good. So I'm trying to get excited about it, but I guess we have to wait and see. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what what the DCU is gonna look like next year. It's gonna be really interesting. Um, as far as them getting started with Superman and whatever James Gunn else has planned. I know that there's been talk of I know there's been talk of I'm trying to think of the name of that team. I can't think of the name of that team off the top of my head. I know there's been talk of Teen Titans, a Teen Titans live action movie. So yeah, that's gonna be I wasn't expecting a Teen Titans live action movie anytime soon. I don't know if James Gunn is trying to push out as much as he can. While he's under the umbrella of DC. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting year next year, man, for a lot of stuff. The MCU, the DCU. So I'm gonna try and be as excited as I possibly can, but I'm gonna be optimistic about it, man, because I don't want to go in thinking it's gonna be great and it turns out to be complete shit. You know what I mean? That's just my 1-2 one. Anyway, if anybody happened to jump in here, man, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I meant to do this stream yesterday, but I got super busy, so I didn't have a chance to do this yesterday. So I posted I was gonna do it on Monday, which of course is today. But yeah, man, it's like I said, I've talked about MCU, DCU, and what is probably gonna be a banger year for the MCU and the DCU next year, and also talked about the possible Sinister Six movie that we could be getting. I don't know if it's true. I've seen some stuff floating around on Twitter. I don't know if it's true. I really hope that we don't get the Sinister Six movie. I really don't. I don't see it being good. I don't see it being worth even watching. So, yeah, it's gonna be. I don't understand why somebody wants to continue on with this. Excuse me, I'm fumbling over my words here. I don't understand why they want to continue on with this Spider-Man spin-off universe that has not worked at all. So, yeah. What else is there to talk about? Like I said, I didn't come in here prepared to have anything to talk about. Um, my there hasn't even been a whole lot of stuff going on, man. I didn't come here with a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Um, I know that Rippaverse is dropping a new comic book from Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. I don't know what this comic book is. I did do a reaction to the trailer. It's called Zaylin. The guy looks like Raj Al Ghul, but there's no story behind who this guy is. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to wait to find out. I haven't been watching any of Eric July's live streams to know what has been going on with the Rippaverse lately. I know he has a poster for the Blood Ruth coming out. I think that's late. I highly doubt we're gonna get Ice 3 this year. That's probably gonna drop next year. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know if there's gonna be any high interest in that comic book because it's dropping next. It most likely is gonna drop next year. And I think we honestly should have got it this year. Maybe like a summer thing or before the holiday season. I'd be surprised if we get it because I'm pretty sure Blood Roof is going to be the next thing dropping, and I'd be surprised if we get um, Ice 3 before the year is out. I don't think we are. My thing is I don't know if Eric July knows where he's going with Ice 3. I don't think he knows where he's going with it. I think that's why it's taking so long for it to get pushed out. I think that's why he's been pushing out all of these other comic books. Um, because I don't know if he knows what his plan is for Ice 3. So yeah, I mean we're gonna have to wait and find out. But I just don't. I don't. I just want to know what the story is. I want to know what the story is. Um, but I don't know if Eric July even knows. So yeah, there's that. Um, aside from that, um, like I said, the topic discussion is dry. I did a video also talking about Armor Wars. Armor Wars possibly being canceled. Now there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about this at all. I haven't seen anything or heard anything from anybody YouTube wise or from Marvel about what's going on with Armor Wars. So to my knowledge, I believe it's canceled. And a lot of people have come out and said that Marvel has had issues with their black characters because you look at Don Cheadle's Armor Wars, you look at what's going on with the Black Panther and them not bringing back T'Challa. You look at what's going on with who else out there is having issues. I can't think of anybody else at the top of my head. Monica Rambeau, I think she's supposed to have a TV show or a movie. That ain't happening. So it's a bunch of stuff that Marvel is canceling when it comes to the black characters. Blade, obviously, that's been highly talked about for the past 5 years now. So yeah, man, Marvel is having a lot of issues when it comes to these characters. Like I said, Armor Wars, I would have loved to see Armor Wars. I would have loved to see Don Cheadle suit up in the armor again and just see him play, what is it, War Machine? But obviously, we ain't getting it. And it's disappointing. Anybody coming in, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Um, like I said, I did talk about um Blade being canceled because Marvel has no idea what they're doing. They can't seem to come up with a good story, and it's really disappointing to see. You know what I mean? It's really disappointing to see. So, yeah, it's disappointing, man, because I know everybody wanted that Blade movie. We've been waiting since the early 2000s to get a Blade movie. We're waiting since the early 2000s to get that Blade movie. You know what I mean? And honestly, since uh Deadpool and Wolverine, everybody has been hollering about whether we're gonna get the OG Blade Wesley Snipes to come back because nobody, I guess, since Marvel seemed to can't figure out what they want to do with Mahershala Ali, everybody talking about go get the OG Wesley Snipes and bring him back to play Blade. Bring him back to play Blade. So yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know, man. It's crazy to see what Marvel has been doing lately. Somebody said that maybe they should take a 5-year break and come back. I don't see that happening. I think that means they could possibly lose more money because that's a long break for them to take and then try and rebound and come back. If that's the case, they might as well just go and hit the reset button altogether. But I don't. I feel like it's too soon. MCU is too fresh in people's mind. Like if they decided tomorrow they would take a 5-year break and then hit the reset button, I think it would be way too fresh for them to get a reset on the MCU. It's way too soon. So I don't think that's gonna happen. But somehow, someway, they have got to, uh, figure out how they're going to right the ship. They got to figure out some way how they're gonna right the ship because things ain't been going good for Marvel, and a lot of people are saying Marvel is back because the um you got the Fantastic Four coming out, and you got Captain America, and Captain America obviously is a movie that everybody was saying, "Oh yeah, Marvel's back, Marvel's back." What has got me interested in this movie is the fact that Sam Wilson doesn't have the super soldier serum in his blood, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he handles, you know, dealing with villains and stuff like that without the super soldier serum. Because a lot of people say that he should have it, and I don't think he should. I think that makes it more interesting that he doesn't have it. So I'm excited to see how this movie turns out. I know a lot of money has been spent. I know it's been reviewed by some critics who probably aren't allowed to talk about it yet. But you know what? I'm gonna keep the optimistic view about this movie because I want to believe that this new Captain America movie is gonna be good. Now, do I think that they should have still kept him as Falcon and just gave him an updated suit? Yes. That's going all right, man. Do me a favor and hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Let me know how the mic is sounding. Sometimes it sounds wonky um, depending on where I have it set at, so I can't really tell by looking at this on how it sounds. But give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know how it's sounding. If it sounds good, if it sounds bad. So yeah, man. Marvel. It's gonna be a crazy year for Marvel. They have had nothing drop this year outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, which I don't know if that was more of a Sony thing than it was a I don't know if that was more of a Sony thing than a Marvel thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. But that's really the only thing they really had drop all year besides the TV shows. And I want to see what next year is gonna bring. I want to see Marvel rebound. I want to see Marvel come back stronger than ever because Marvel has been so bad and there's been so much negativity. It's hard to be excited and hard to be a fan. Um, Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's hard to be excited and it's hard to be a fan when everything has been complete shit when it comes to the MCU. Things have just not been looking good. So for everybody to jump on the bandwagon and say they back because of the movie we getting, the movies we're getting next year, I'm slowing my roll until I actually see the movies for myself. If Captain America: Brave New World is good, then I could possibly say that the MCU is back. It does make me wonder how long they're gonna keep going along with this multiverse timeline though. I know they got Fantastic Four coming out. I think it might end at what is Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, and then it might go forward from there. Um let's see here. I'll be dramatic says already dropped like Captain America 4 gonna deliver in the box office for next movies. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't wanna get too excited right now, man. Because it's too soon. It's too soon. Like we've we've seen what happened, I believe last year, when everybody got excited, everybody said these movies was gonna be great, and then the movies didn't turn out to be good when it came to the MCU. You know what I mean? I don't want to get my hopes up and get excited. So I'm gonna pump my brakes and wait until we actually get some actual results. But to me, I don't care what anybody got to say. I don't really listen to critics when it comes to the movies. I don't really care about the audience. I mean, the audience or the critics score when it comes to movies. I watch these movies for myself and decide for myself if I'm gonna like this movie or not. Because I've, talked to people who won't see a movie if it gets a bad review. Now, a lot of times, if a movie gets a bad review, I would still go see it because I still want to see the movie for myself because I want to know if it's just that damn bad. Now, this movie, Venom, I will not go see. I'll probably wait till it's streaming because I'm not really interested in seeing it. I've seen the first two. I didn't care about them, so I'm not interested in seeing this third one. And from the sounds of it, what everybody was saying is complete trash. But I still don't want to see it just for my own personal reason. And it says, Aubrey Dramatic says, Multiverse Saga will sometimes 2028, then Mutant Phase. Okay, so they're going to wrap it up in 2028. Then they're going to hit the Mutant Phase. I hope that they do the X-Men right and they let Scott be the leader that we know he can be. I hope that he can be the leader that we all know he can be. So yeah, I really hope that they make Scott the best leader that he can be, because we didn't really get that Scott in the uh Fox universe. It was all about Logan. So I want to see what they're gonna do with his character moving forward in the MCU. That's what I want to see. Um, I'm trying to be excited for what yeah, I'm trying to be excited as I possibly can for next year and what we're gonna get with these superhero films. But with MCU, it's been a lot of disappointment. With the DCU, we don't know, because to a lot of casual fans, they you probably haven't been following what's been going on with the whole reset, like a lot of the hardcore fans or people who study this kind of thing do. So when it comes to the DCU, my thing is, we got Superman coming out. I still do not like that goddamn suit. It still looks like hot trash. But I'm hoping this movie is gonna be good. I'm hoping we get a light-hearted Superman. I would love to see Batman make an appearance, even though I know we're not gonna get it. But I am optimistic about this Superman movie. I can't wait to get a trailer. I think it's gonna happen around they said around the end of the year, December. Um if it was me, I'd probably do it maybe around there too. I think if you already got everything cut and it's already finalized, then you might as well go ahead and put some stuff together and make a trailer. I know a lot of people are probably thinking of probably around the Super Bowl year, because everybody's gonna be watching the Super Bowl. But I think it would be best to drop something sooner rather than later. Not rushing it, but just drop something sooner rather than later. I'll Be Dramatic says, "Did you hear Henry Cavill is next Wolverine in the X-Men reboot?" So I did see something about this, but I didn't actually look into it. I didn't look into it. I yeah, I didn't look into this. I think I'm gonna have to do my research. I'm gonna have to do my research. I'm gonna have to see. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that that was a possibility. I mean, actually, I know it's a possibility because of the fact that he had a small cameo in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and everybody ate it up. So now everybody wants to know where it is, he go from here. Are they gonna put him in the MCU? I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be hard to see anybody else but Hugh Jackman play Wolverine. I just have a hard time seeing it because he's been Wolverine for so long. And Henry Cavill, obviously, to me, no matter what or who he plays in, it's always going to be like, Superman playing a different character, because that's what I was introduced to him as, Superman. So he's seeing him play Wolverine. I think he could do a great job. I think people are just going to have to buy into it first. And that's where it's going to be a little hard because, he's played Superman off and on for like a lot of years now. And then, yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. I got to do my research and look that up because I did see somebody talk about it, but I didn't jump into it. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It really is. But like I said, y'all gotta keep an optimistic view, man, when it comes to these MCU and DCU going forward. Because if you're going into it thinking negative and you have all these high expectations, and I've said this a lot, the movies are probably gonna be crap. So you gotta go into it with an optimistic view. Henry Cavill did a decent job in Deadpool 3. True, some actors are known for certain roles. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's funny how no matter what, I'm always gonna look at a lot of the OG early 2000s X-Men actors and actresses. I'm always gonna look at them for being in that role. I can't think of any names off the top, but the chick who played Jean Grey, every time I see her, no matter what she plays in, I always think Jean Grey. Same thing for the guy who played Scott Summers. I always think Scott Summers. So I always still see them as those characters, even though they didn't play them in those movies. But like I said, you got to keep a positive view when it comes to the MCU and the DCU, because I'm just Whew, there's so much negativity around James Gunn and him being the head of the DCU, and a lot of people are running away with how he's going to try and make things canon moving forward from the DCEU to the DCU. So basically, if it's talked about in the DCU, then it's canon. So if anything that happened in the DCU is talked about in the DCU, then it's canon. If it's not, then it's not canon. So yeah, yeah, it's something with this DCU stuff, man. It's something with this DCU stuff. But like I said before, and I said so many times over, everybody has got to be optimistic about it. You can't just go in and have all these high expectations because a lot of stuff that people have high expectations for, it don't even happen. And you sitting there with egg in your face. No, man, we didn't get this person. We didn't get that person. We didn't get this. We didn't get that. Well, you went in with the high expectations, believing all the rumors, everything you saw on social media, and everything you read, and you didn't get it. So that's my expectations. I'm going in with low expectations with all these superhero movies. The only one movie I gotta say I'm not really excited to see, and it's only because I've been disappointed for the most part with this second half of these movies, is the Jurassic World movies. I'm not excited to go see Jurassic World. What is it, 7? Because the last two movies have been a complete letdown. Nothing excited about them. Nothing that I jumped up and nothing I wanted to see. It felt like they were just a cut, copy, and paste of the OG movies. They just kind of retold the story for the current, time that we live in. It fits instead of trying to redo it for the, 90s. I just think the movies have been complete shit. So I'm not excited to see Jurassic World. Well, I see it most likely. Just to, unplug my brain, turn my brain off, and go watch a popcorn flick. I'll be dramatic, said true, optimistic. Some people that go superficial expectations. That is true. Yeah, man. It's really crazy how people go into movies with all these high expectations, man. They gotta they got to, lower their expectations and not going in thinking that all this stuff that they've heard or seen people talk about will happen. That's not how it works. Keep them expectations low going into these movies. Or else you're gonna go on in and be super disappointed. So that's just my one too. But like I said, anybody coming in, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Um, my one too, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. There hasn't been a whole lot of stuff going on, but I'm happy to do this live stream just the same. I've been really, really, really trying to make sure that I am at least being consistent as much as I possibly can, because I feel like a lot of people have probably, try to come to the live stream and then they see that I've switched the date or not done it. And so I'm being more, consistent with my videos dropping and try to be more consistent with my live streams to really show that I'm serious about doing this and that I want to continue to work on building a community here on my videos and on my channel, and to really help us get to the partner program next year, because that's my goal. Albert Dramatic says Jurassic Park definitely ran that franchise in the middle. Yeah, man, the first two movies are the best ones. The third one I still don't like. I went back and watched some of it recently, and I just could not get into it at all. I just couldn't get into it at all. Um, yeah, I just couldn't get into it, and it did nothing for me. Um, by the way, man, I do gotta watch RV Dramatic's video of Dwayne Wade. I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but basically, yeah, he had his statue shown to the viewing public and to him, and it's been a joke on social media about how that bad that thing looks. I mean, the head of it looks terrible, man. Everybody's saying it's looking like Morbius. I mean, not Morpheus. Excuse me. From the everybody's saying it's looking like Morpheus from the Matrix. If you ask me, I think it looks like who's the guy who plays who's the guy that plays, what's his name? The Kratos actor, the guy who voices him. To me, that's what it looks like. It looks like the guy who voices him. Okay, so the guy's name is Christopher Judge. If you ask me, the head of Dwayne Wade statue kind of looks like Christopher Judge to me. The guy who voices the guy who voices Kratos. That's what it looks like. And I thought that was so funny, man. At first, when I saw it on social media, I thought it was a joke. But people were saying, no, this is legit. This is the real thing. And I was on social media today, and it showed Dwayne Wade. He was going through and looking at the head of the statue. And there's small pieces that look like him, but the face looks nothing like him. And people are saying you can't be mad at the front office for them putting this thing out there. Dwayne Wade had a hand in, approving it. You know what I mean? That's what I thought was hilarious, man. So Aubrey Dramatic says, "Dang, it does kind of resemble voice actors of Kratos." It does, man. When you look at the head, it does. Like, I don't understand how how did they not get how how did they not get the person who designed the Kobe and his daughter Gigi's uh statue? That one came out perfect, but Dwayne Wade, man, that thing looks like terrible, and people are dogging it all over social media, man. It is sad. It looks bad, man. But yeah, if it was me, man, I'm like, look, I need to go get them. I need to go get the people who designed Kobe and Gigi's statue because that look 100 times better than the one Dwayne Wade got. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Yeah, it looks real bad. But yeah, man, like I said, it's been pretty much a dead year for superhero films this year. There hasn't been a whole lot to be excited about, and I, I don't know. It's just been a real slow year. You try and be as optimistic about these movies and be excited about these movies, but it there hasn't been nothing. I mean, you've had what movies have come out this year? As far as superhero stuff, I can't even think of anything. I know you had the Madam Web movie came out that everybody shitted on. I can't think of anything else that's come out this year, but there has been not a lot of good stuff that's come out that fans have gotten behind. So I'm hoping next year. It's like if this year is probably one of the worst year for superhero films. You can't go anywhere but up next year, right? Aubrey Dramatic says yes, her statue did come out. Her statue did come out nice. So yeah. Need touch up. Wade statue. Yeah, Wade statue need to touch up. But Kobe and Gigi's came out great. I look amazing. So yeah, it's been a down year for movies, man. For real, for real. And I hope next year is gonna be a good year for movies. I hope next year is gonna be a great year for movies. I don't want to see the MCU or the DCU constantly do shitty because I don't want to keep going on one person's YouTube channel after another that I watch talk about this kind of stuff and talk about how bad these movies uh have been and how bad the MCU is gonna do. You know what I mean? I want to see these movies do good. So yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, I have not got a chance to see this. So I'll be dramatic. Says Transformers One was really good. Yeah, I have not got a chance to see this. I did watch the trailers. I like the trailers. This movie, I don't know what happened. Was it a bad word of mouth? Everybody said it was the first trailer that dropped. It wasn't that good. I'm not sure what happened, but this one here obviously did not do good movie wise. I mean, money wise, it did not do good, and I want to see it because and from what people have said that have watched it, it's a good movie. But I don't know if maybe everybody is just Transformers out between the live action movies, a lot of the animated stuff that's come out recently. Maybe people are just fed up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It is. I mean, it is what it is. You know, maybe people are transformed out. Let me see. Average Dramatic says December stacked the movies like October was. Didn't see all of them. Let me see. Let me look at what we got in December because I've not been looking at any schedules. I know December is usually always sometimes a banger for movies. Let me see what we're getting coming out. Um, December movies. See, I haven't checked out anything recently for what we got coming out. Let's see here. So this is December. Sonic 3. I forgot about the movie coming out. I like the trailer. Um, what else do we have? That's really the only movie I see on here that I really want to see. Maybe some sleepers. Maybe some sleepers. Sometimes movies come out at certain times of the year, and it could be some sleepers, and they be good. Like usually January is like the dead year that nobody ever really goes to the theater. It's too cold, depending on where you live, and it's snowing, and you don't want to get out the house. And sometimes, you know, if you're able to get out the house, you go to the movies. And January can have some surprise movies that can be good. So you can't sleep on a lot of these months where you don't expect movies to be good to come out because a lot of people think it's always about the summer movies. No, you can get some fall movies and some spring and winter movies that can be good. People just sleep on it because everything they're so used to seeing everything come out in the summer. But let's see. Albert Dramatic says the movie's biggest competition was The Wild Robot. You know what? That's another movie I gotta see. I've been sleeping on the movies, which was trying sabotage in theaters. Glad No Humans and Transformers 1. Yeah, that's one of the other things. I think that's one of the other things I think people are tired of is all of the humans that have been in a lot of these and a lot of these Transformers movies. They don't want the humans. They want the robots going at it from the beginning of the movie to the end. We don't want to see a bunch of humans taking up 90% of the screen time and then the other 10% goes to the robots. We don't care. So yeah, I can't help but agree with that. We need more Transformers, less humans in the movies, especially in the live action ones. That's what I thought we were gonna get in the last one, but I didn't see it because by the time I was transformed out when it came to the live action stuff, and the last ones I was really into were the Shia LaBeouf ones that came out back in the early 2000s when I was still in high school. I haven't really been interested in any of these new ones recently. They just haven't been fun to watch. That's just my 2 cents. That's just my 2 cents. But my opinion also on this is anybody that's been out there hollering about the Snyderverse, still hoping that things gonna come back, they need to just let it go. They need to put all of their effort and all of their money into the DCU. Because I've said this time and time again. If the DCU turns out to be bad, it's gonna be some shit. Because Superman is what's starting the DCU. And if this movie is bad, it's gonna be a snowball effect. And I'm sure James Gunn's gonna have to put a lot of money and marketing into this. Whatever the budget is to market, hopefully they don't go crazy. I think that's another issue a lot of these companies and studios are having. They are overspending like a motherfucker. And then they wonder why, they're losing money. They're bleeding money because y'all spending money like crazy on these movies and it shouldn't be spent like that. Like I think the Red One movie starring The Rock and former Captain America. Um I can't think of his name right now, but anyway, former Captain America and The Rock, they got a movie coming out called Red One, and I think the budget for that one is like 250 million or something like that. And I like the trailer; it looks good, but it don't. It feels like it's gonna be a straight to Netflix movie. Chris Evans, how did I forget his name? Chris Evans. So yeah, the Chris Evans and The Rock Red One movie, I think has a budget of like 250 million or something like that, and it looked like it's gonna be a straight to streaming movie. I don't understand why these studios are constantly spending all this money on these movies, and it just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like I'm looking at this article right now. I don't know if you heard of World of Real, but it says Red One tracking at 36 million opening budget is $235 million. I don't understand why. Just because it has The Rock and just because it has Chris Evans in it and any other big name actor, people think just because you assemble big name actors, it's gonna make movies crazy. It's gonna make them good. It's not. Movies have to have a good story. You can't just assemble a bunch of big name actors because that's big money. You have to pay them. I think it's one of the things that James Gunn has done that's smart when it comes to the DCU. He has kind of got, almost no name to middle name actors, so he ain't got to pay him crazy shit money. Obviously, Warner Brothers is broke as fuck right now, so I'm pretty sure they didn't want to come out of pocket a lot of money. But this is the issue with movies, man. All this big spending. You got to pay the actors and everything else. There's a trickle down effect. And I like The Rock, but he's not. His movies, there hasn't been. I don't think there's been one movie that he starred in that's been legendary his entire career. That's just my honest opinion. I don't think there's been one movie that The Rock has starred in that's been legendary his entire career, in my opinion. They've been turn your brain off popcorn flicks. I know he's not a dramatic actor, but a lot of his movies have just been popcorn flicks where you turn your brain off and you go watch the movie. I need to get caught up. So Jurassic Vision comes in and says, yeah. I'll Be Dramatic says, yes, fewer humans, more Transformers movies. The best thing did with the franchise. Give Optimus Prime and Megatron origin story. How great. How they grew apart. Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect that at all. I never knew they was even friends. Grand Regiment Threat comes in. Salute OG. What's going on, man? Jurassic comes in. The time here is just 5. Is 5. Just woke up and I find the stream crazy, but in here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. Where are you at? It's like 5. It's late here. The sun's going down over here. It's already down. And Albert Dramatic says Ryan Reynolds still that movie. Yeah, he's in it. Wait, Ryan Reynolds? No, Ryan Reynolds isn't in it. It's Chris Evans, The Rock. I'm trying to think who else is in this Red One movie. I can't think. The guy, I can't think of his name. The guy who played the Daily Planet. No, is that him or is it somebody else? Let me see who's playing in this movie. I know they got, I think, the chick Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels back in the early 2000s. So you got Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, some chick named Kira Shipika, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons. So they're the ones that are going to be appearing in this movie for Red One that's coming this year. And it's going to be a 2-hour and 2-minute movie. And I know this movie is going to underperform. Like I said, I like The Rock, but he doesn't have any legendary movies in his catalog at all. They're all popcorn flicks. And okay, wow, man. Thank you for jumping in. That's crazy. All the way from Africa. Greatly appreciate it. So, anybody coming in, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. My channel has grown like crazy. Just kind of jumping off us real quick. So thank you to everybody that's been subscribing and watching. It means a lot. I'm just continually trying to grow this community. My goal next year is to get my channel monetized. I will post 1 or 2 playlists in the comment section. So if anybody want to check those out, just watch them. You ain't even gotta watch some of them. You can just let them play in the background. It just helps to get my watch time hours up because I'm really trying to get that 4,000 next year. I don't know where I'm at right now. I've been trying not to check my watch time hours a whole lot lately, just to hopefully they continue to grow and then wait to the end of the year. I'm grateful for my family that's been helping out, playing my playlist, and it means a lot. So hopefully some of y'all can help out and play my playlist. There are I've made some shorter where it's like less than 10 videos because a lot of my playlists are super long. But I've made some where I've had maybe like 10 or 15 videos. So if you want to check those out, if you get a chance, please help out. Just let them play or watch them if you want. And, just help me reach my goal because this channel would not be nothing without all of y'all that's been supporting it. This channel would not be nothing without all the support that y'all have helped put into it. It means a lot. And to say that I'm on the road to 4,000 watch time hours and 2,000 subscribers, it's crazy to say. It's crazy to say because I've been working hard over the last 4 years, and it feels like just yesterday I started my YouTube channel where I barely had 40, 50, 60 people. I remember when I was trying to get to 100 subscribers, and I'm sitting over here with over 1,500. So it means a lot to everybody that subscribes. Just keep watching, keep smashing the like button. The more people that smash the like button, the more the algorithm, YouTube's algorithm, pushes the videos out, and it gets more eyeballs from people that have never knew I existed. So yeah, there's that. Just want to get that out there real quick. Albert Dramatic says, "Oh, he must have exited the movie." Got it right. I think planning make Netflix movies. Only Rock movie enjoyed was Black Adam. I did not like Black Adam. I went back and watched it a second time, which I never thought I would. I saw it on a plane ride, and I just didn't really care for the human characters. That was the biggest thing about the movie that I did not care about. I was like, they could have did without that. I think some of his early stuff before he became big, I enjoyed. Like I enjoyed the rundown he did way back in the early 2000s before he became a big household name actor. Um, I liked what other movie did he do? The Scorpion King. I like his Scorpion King movie. I've tried to watch some of the other ones, but I haven't really gotten to him. But the one he started in back in the early 2000s, I did like with Michael Clark Duncan. May he rest in peace. Um, what other movie did The Rock do I actually like? There was one where I think it was The Game Plan. It was like a family friendly movie where he played a football player. There's another movie The Rock starred in where he played a I guess almost like a rehabilitation coach. I forgot the name of the movie. It was sort of based off a true story, but basically he assembles his football team in this kind of juvie camp, and he helps basically kids kind of get themselves right. That movie was really good. I enjoyed it. I've gone back and watched that several times over the years. So there's been some movies that The Rock has played in, starred in that I've liked, but there's just a lot of stuff that he has dropped, especially over the last 10 to 15 years, that has just been popcorn flicks that really, that aren't, they're not movies people are going to look at 10 years from now after they've came out that are going to be looked at as some of the greatest of all time or going to be held up there like Leonardo DiCaprio, who stars in a lot of, you know, roles that are Oscar worthy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say here. Drastic Vision says studios need to understand that Dwayne has a massive ego and his star power isn't there anymore. They keep giving him big movies that keep bombing. His personal needs balloon the budgets most times. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty crazy. I do agree with what you're saying, man. They need to cut back on, yeah, giving him, these big movies, or at least try to put too much money into his movies. I mean, he's still a big star, man, but his movies just aren't that. They're not, you know, I don't know how to put it. His movies just aren't that big where he's gonna get a lot of people out there in the theater to go see him just because it's The Rock. You know what I mean? I think now people are starting to understand that his movies are just popcorn flicks and nothing more. And I like The Rock, man. Don't take this personal if this ever catches wind, Rock. But I like The Rock. I liked him ever since he was a wrestler. You know what I mean? Ever since he was out there, doing this thing in WWE/WWF. But yeah, his movies, man. Some of them, a lot of them, has been popcorn flicks. Like I like the Jumanji movies that he starred in. I like all of, was it two of the movies? They've had two of them, right? I like both of those movies. I didn't think they were gonna be good when they were announced, but those movies have been good. Those movies are really good. I've gone back and watched those several times. I think I like the first one a little more than I like the second one. And I'll be dramatic says movie snitch think like based on true story. Another one is Gridiron Gang. Yeah, that's the movie I was thinking about earlier. Gridiron Gang was a movie I was thinking about earlier. That's the one I was thinking about. Gridiron Gang. Yeah, that one I've was good. I've seen that so many times. Snitch. Oh, is Snitch the movie where he gets out of jail and he goes after his brother's killer? I gotta watch the movie. Everybody said that's an underrated movie, but it's good. I gotta see that. I gotta see that. I have not got a chance to see that. But I heard that one was an underrated movie and that was good. I always keep meaning to watch it because it sometimes shows up on my feed on YouTube, and I have not gone to see that. I have not gone to see that. But I want to check that out. I gotta check that out. But yeah, I've made a lot of videos recently. Can't thank everybody enough for supporting my channel. Like I said, it has meant a lot. But yeah, The Rock, man, I like him, but I just want to see these studios stop spending so much damn money, because obviously they're gonna probably end up like Warner Brothers if they keep screwing around. Like they got to learn from each other, man, and realize that you ain't got to spend all this money um on these movies just because you got a big name superstar. That's not gonna move people to the box office. It's not gonna get people putting butts in seats, whether it's the theater or watching home and streaming. These studios got to understand that. They do not. They keep spending and spending and spending like the money ain't going nowhere, and you're gonna end up like Warner Brothers if you keep messing around. That's just my 1-2 on that. But yeah, like I said, I'm curious about what the MCU is gonna have in store for us next year. along with DCU. Were um, but there's gonna be expectations on who is gonna move their movie next summer because you got 3 movies between Superman, Fantastic Four, and you have Jurassic World. So who's gonna move that movie? I don't think it's gonna be Superman because it's locked in. It's been locked in. Jurassic World and Fantastic Four, the other 2 movies that could possibly move their dates because you know Superman has been announced for that date, I believe, since early this year or maybe last year. So yeah, I'm keeping optimistic with you. I know a lot of people have talked about the casting of the Fantastic Four. I don't really know anything about any of these actors. The only person I've seen acting anything is Vanessa Kirby. She played in a movie with The Rock and Jason Statham. It was uh, the Fast and Furious spinoff film, which I wish we would have got a sequel to. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I forgot about the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, Jurassic Vision comes in. Remember the Tooth Fairy? Yes, I forgot about that damn movie. Oh my god, I saw that too. I saw that movie. It's been so long. I forgot about that movie. I forgot about that movie. I'll be dramatic. Says snitch movie about his son get busted. Oh, okay. Instinct and alone his son. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's 2 different movies like that where he takes the law in his own hands. Snitch, and then there's the movie where I think his brother got killed or something like that. So there's 2 different movies, I guess. Okay, yeah. I know there was one movie about him taking the law in his own hands after he gets out of jail, and he goes back everybody that I think that sets him and his brother up. But I forgot about this movie. There's another one I had, if y'all remember, VHS. For anybody that is old enough to remember VHS, I had Walking Tall on VHS. I actually enjoyed it. I know it was a remake of like a 90s something movie or a 70s movie, but I had Walking Tall, the movie. So I guess there was a movie that came out in 1973, and then you had the Rocks movie in 2004. I had the 2004 movie starring Dwayne Johnson. I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. But yeah, I had Walking Tall back in 2004. That's crazy how long it's been. And it's crazy, man, because Neil McDonough, if that's how you pronounce his last name, he still looks the fucking same. He still looks the same. I think he's a fantastic actor. But yeah, these studios gotta stop spending so much money when it comes to these big budgets. They gotta slow it down. Not all these movies need some big crazy 500 million to even in superhero movies. I mean, I understand with superhero movies you kind of got to stretch it a little bit more because you're getting a lot of actors together depending on what kind of movie it is. You got to, there's a lot of CGI. The one thing I think the Marvel can learn from James Gunn over at the DCU is they need to take their fucking time, because I think it's even been reported that some movies they've had dropped, they don't know the end of the story, so they'll kind of make it up as they go along and then drop the movie. And it's like y'all wasting money doing that. Y'all need to slow down, prepare the movies, and then drop them. Y'all here dropping movies left and right, and the CGI looks like trash. Fans are not happy with the way they look. Like Marvel, y'all need to slow down. Y'all need to slow down. There's no reason to keep dropping movies just for the sake of dropping movies. Slow down, you know, get your ducks in order first. Make sure you got a director. Make sure you got the writer. The script is good from start to finish, and then release a movie. Y'all just be dropping movies like crazy. I think that's one of the things that James Gunn is learning from Marvel is, like he said, he doesn't want to release a movie until he has a script ready. And I think that's probably the best way to look at it. And I know that he's talked about some of the movies over in DCU possibly not getting released when it comes to the list of that we got, because if they don't have a full script and it's not ready, then he's not going to release them, which I'm not against. But I do want to know what the plan B would be if that movie that he has talked about coming out is not coming out. That's what I want to know. Um, yeah. So, like I said, I'm just trying to keep a positive view, but I do think that Marvel needs to slow down on how much money they pour into these movies and make sure they got a story right. Because obviously, look at what's going on with Blade. You know what I mean? I think they need to really focus on finding the new torch bearers for the MCU, because it's like they keep trying to reach back into their bag and bring back, you know, some of these actors that have already played these characters, and most of them are moved on with new things. A lot of actors probably don't want to be locked into these long-term contracts playing superheroes, and I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Because you looked at what happened with the MCU. A lot of actors were tied into these contracts for years and years and years, and they were unable to star in other movies because they were locked in. Also, I'm gonna give you out a 5 minute warning. 5 minute warning on the stream in 5 minutes. So yeah, you gotta take your time when it comes to making these movies. Marvel, you can't be out there spending like crazy. You gotta make sure your ducks are in a row, because y'all keep spending like crazy, and people are gonna be y'all keep spending like crazy, dropping trash movies, and people are not gonna flock to the theater just because you slap a Marvel logo on the title. People are not gonna care. Jurassic Vision comes in and says The Rock in his earlier movies was really trying to be diverse. Now he just plays it feels like he's playing the same character in every movie. Facts. But I think he wants to change it, seeing his recent UFC biopic. Yo, I've seen a picture of that. That looks real good. Now that right there, I believe could be Oscar worthy. I saw the picture. It looks really good. How they made his face look different. I'm pretty sure it's probably some prosthetics. How they covered up all his tattoos. That looks really good. And I do agree. I think he was trying to be diverse back in his early career and trying to see what he could fit in. But as he got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think it went from him calling studios to now the studios calling him. He's been basically playing a lot of the same character. I know somebody posted on social media a lot where it's The Rock wearing pretty much the same color shirt, but it's in 4 different movies. Basically, with him always been in the damn jungle. It's like certain actors have movies that they star in a lot. You got The Rock that's always doing jungle movies. You got Martin Lawrence is always doing a cop movie. By the way, y'all know we got Blue Streak 2 coming out. Did not expect that at all. I hope it's not gonna be stupid and super goofy, man. I hope it's not gonna be stupid and I hope it's not gonna be super stupid. The last one had a line between comedy and stupid, and that's what made it good. It almost, if you go back and look at like his Big Mama's house, the first movie was dark. I mean, it was still comedy, but it was good. You know what I mean? The last two were straight garbage. It's like movies always do that when they go from being dark and a little serious in the first film, and then you get to the last two, and they be trash. They be way more. They turn it to goofy, and it just looks bad. It just looks bad. So yeah, I want to see. I mean, I want to see it, but I hope it's gonna be good. But I'm just tired of movies being super serious and then come around for the second or third film, and it's more stupid. Hey, what's going on, Bigger for Entertainment? Not too much, man. Not too much. Little stream, man. Little stream, man. But yeah, I've been talking about studios spending a lot of money. If you already know, we got the Red One coming out, starring The Rock and Chris Evans eventually, and it's only projected to do 36 million, but I think the budget for it is like 235 or something like that. I'm not a big numbers guy when it comes to these movies, but I just know that a lot of money has been spent on these movies, and it's just unfreaking believable that these studios are overspending, and they wonder why they're not making a profit. Like I said, I've also talked about James Gunn and how he's trying to take a different approach when it comes to the DCU as far as making sure everything is set. He has all his ducks in a row when it comes to his movies instead of just flying by the seat of his pants like Marvel apparently has been doing and just releasing anything and everything without having a full script done. So yeah, that's something we can't. That's something they just can't afford. I mean, look at what's going on with Warner Brothers. I think it's messed up with Warner Brothers because they have been getting a lot of movies made, but they haven't been pushing them out. They've been cutting them just for the sake of saving money. Like the Batgirl movie that was supposed to come out, you had some other projects that were supposed to come out, animated projects that didn't get released. That whoever wrote the script or whoever was trying to push to get it out, they were trying to shop it around, and Warner Brothers was like, "No, we're just gonna cut it off as a tax write-off." You know what I mean? Well, I wasn't cut the damn stream, but more people jumped in, so now I got a reason to keep going. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you're jumping in. Like I said, I wasn't gonna live stream to begin with. I had a very busy night and day, but I'm actually glad I did because it's fun to talk to y'all and do these kind of streams and get my opinion out in real time. So there's a handful of topics I've talked about. I don't know if a lot of y'all have already seen the rumor, excuse me, that we possibly could be getting a Sinister Six movie with a lot of the anti-heroes, if you want to call them, from the Sony Spider-Man spin-off universe. I don't know if it's true, but I've seen a lot of it float around on social media that we could be getting a Sinister Six movie. I've seen the pictures somebody posted. It's maybe just a rumor, but who really knows? You know, I hope we don't get it. I hope we don't get it. To me, I've said it time and time again. If you're ready to watch my channel, the Sony Spider-Man spin-off universe died with Morbius. I don't know how people brought themselves to go see Madam Web. That's been on streaming for a while now, and I still refuse to watch it. Nobody wanted to see it. Nobody asked for a Madam Web movie. Nobody asked for pretty much almost any of these projects that have come out. You know what I mean? But for some reason, we keep getting them. Sony needs to just suck it up and let Marvel use a lot of their villains in the MCU. I think it would be better that way. But I want to see a Spider-Man movie where he's by himself, and that's what I thought we were going to get in this possible new trilogy with Tom Holland. But it seems like Sony and Marvel are at odds about what they want to do. Marvel wanted a more street story, or more street level story, where, excuse me, Sony wanted a more multiverse story. I guess they saw the bag that they got from the Spider-Man No Way Home, and they wanted to go back in and cash in on that. And I don't think that they should. Let's see. Josh Division says, I think his last diverse role was No Pain, No Gain. I ain't seen that movie. I heard some good things about it, but I have never seen that movie. I have not seen that movie. So yeah, studios got to cut back with the spending. It's just crazy. But like I said, I hope next year is going to be a good year for a lot of these movies. I really do. And I hope that, they've all been thought out, planned out, and nothing has been rushed. Because if anything's been rushed, it's going to look bad. And um, Marvel can't afford to have anything rushed out as bad as their MCU is doing right now. Mike Partika comes in and says, Tooth Fairy may be The Rock's get the fuck out of town. No way, man. No freaking way. There's no way, man. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other movies. Have you seen his earlier stuff that's come out? I like some of his earlier stuff, man. Walking Tall, I thought was a good movie. I like him in The Rundown. I remember going to the theater and seeing those movies. Oh, okay, yeah, comedy anyway. Okay. I don't know, man. I think he's starting some other stuff. Have you seen the Jurassic? I mean, not Jurassic. Have you seen the what's the movies I'm thinking about off the top of my head right now? Jumanji movies. I think he's done good in the Jumanji movies, comedy wise. Josh Division says Red One needs to make around 700 to 800 million just to break even, which I don't see happening. See how Mission Impossible 7 made 600 million, but still didn't make a profit. So I have only seen like one Mission Impossible movie. As far as the Red One movie, I just don't think it's been a good word of mouth. We've only had like one or two trailers, and I just don't think it's something that a lot of people are excited to see. That's just my 2 cents. And let's see. Mike Partika says, "No, I couldn't watch the Jumanji remakes. The original is too classic." Yeah, man, the original, anything starring Robin Williams is always gonna be a classic. I haven't watched the OG one in a long time. When I was a kid, I watched it to no end. That movie was amazing. I really love his Peter Pan movie. When he played Peter Pan, that was one of my favorite movies he starred in. But yeah, man, I think you should give it a shot. I wasn't really optimistic about those movies when they were announced. When we got the Jumanji sequels, I was like, nah, man, y'all can't mess with this. This is Robin Williams' baby right here. OG movie from my childhood. Y'all can't mess with this. I watched them both and I enjoyed them. I thought they were good. I really did like them. You got to give them a shot, Mike. You really do, man. They're worth watching. You just got to go in with an open mind, man. They're different because everything is about it being set in the forest in the actual Jumanji video game versus it being set in our world. which I wouldn't mind him doing a sequel and having it set in our world. And let's see, I tried it, just not my thing. Okay, okay, at least he tried it. At least he tried it. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. But is there anything DC or MCU wise coming out in 2025 that anybody is excited to see? Like I said, DCU wise, I'm excited for Superman. MCU wise, honestly, I would say Fantastic Four first, then Brave New World second. And Mike, did you know that I did a trailer reaction to the Zaylen, Chuck Dixon, and Mike Bennett. There's a new book coming out. The guy looks like shit. The guy on the cover that they show in the trailer, he looks like Ra's al Ghul from Batman. He looks like Ra's al Ghul from Batman. See, Mike Partica says, "I'll see Captain America, New World Order." They changed the title. It's Brave New World now. Yeah, they changed the title. It's Brave New World now. But yeah, they're Rippaverse got this Zaylen, Chuck Dixon comic book dropping. I talked about it earlier how we still haven't got ISOM 3. I don't know what the holdup is, but I know we ain't getting that by the end of the year. I'll be shocked if we do, but I think we're gonna get Bloodruth by the end of the year, and then I think we're gonna get ISOM 3 next year. Because I don't think Eric July has a story for that yet. I don't know why. It's been over a year. And I think there might not be as much interest because it's been so long. It's like the longer it takes to drop some stuff, the less interest is going to be with some things. Not everything. Look how long it's been with the Bad Boy movies. We finally got Bad Boy 3, and everybody flocked to the theater and saw it. Let me see. I'll be dramatic says Spider-Man 4 still both secret feuds about Superman movies. Right. Okay. Mike says, oh. And Mike says, I saw the Zaylen video, but there's nothing to it. No info, just a picture of Space Namor, and that's it. Yeah, yeah. I saw it and I was just like, I haven't been following his live streams, so I have no idea what to expect. And he calls him Space Namor. He called him Space Namor. To me, it looks like Ra's al Ghul, man. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, uh he does look like Namor. There's pictures of him with the hair. So I could definitely see it in both, where he looks like Namor and he looks like Ra's al Ghul. They all three look very similar if the hair is poked out. Um, so let me see. So yeah, there hasn't been any announcements on any new Jumanji movies lately. I don't even remember what the last announcement was concerning Jumanji. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't think it's coming out at this point. I don't think we're gonna get it, which kind of sucks because I remember if you remember at the last movie at the end of it, you saw some animals running by, which I think was gonna foreshadow that the Jumanji world could come to our world, but we ain't got nothing from it since. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. Again, anybody coming in, please hit the like and subscribe button. Almost at 1,560 subs, one sub away. Anybody new here, definitely hit the subscribe button. Let's see here. Albert Dramatic says Robin Williams Peter Pan Hook movie was yeah. I haven't gone back and seen it in years, but that was one of my favorite movies that I grew up on. One of my favorite movies I grew up on. And I wish he was still around and still watch these movies, man, because he was such a great actor. And that was one of my favorites to go back and watch. But like I said, I've talked about the MCU, the DCU superhero movies, the Rippaverse. Mike, I did watch your live stream where you talked about wanting to see the Rippaverse in, which I thought was really fucking funny. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I mean, I still got 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes to the Rippaverse. I do plan on getting the Horseman comic book eventually. I might do a unboxing and a review on it. Mike, I know you when it comes to your reviews on comics, especially the Rippaverse books, your reviews are king. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I wish I could do reviews that good. I cannot. I cannot. But Yeah, man. Anybody else got anything out there that's been going on movie wise, man? Like I said, it's been real slow. I still gotta watch episode, what is it, 6 of the Agatha All Along, and I still gotta get caught up on the Penguin. Those are two shows I still gotta watch. The Penguin has been straight fire. Agatha All Along started off slow, but then eventually came up by episode 5, I believe, or 4. It was episode 4, and then episode 5 was really good. So yeah, I got to caught up on those because they have been really good to watch. And let's see, Mike Partika says thanks. I'll be getting Horseman and Zaylin for real. I gotta wait to see what's with this Zaylin, but I want to get the Horseman. But I've got to be right. Hey man, maybe if you do more live streams, somebody will send you some money and some super chats. I know you said a while ago you are not gonna get the Blood Ruth book because it was written by the Sasuke sisters. They wrote Yara, and Yara really wasn't that good to you. So I know you didn't want to drop the cash on Blood Ruth. I remember that. That's funny. So yeah, I am. I haven't really, like I said, paid attention to anything Rippaverse lately, unless it shows up on my feed on YouTube. But we'll have to wait and see what he has in store for the future. I just want to get the ISOM 3 comic book. But Jurassic Vision comes in and says July next video will go hard. Superman next year will go hard. Superman Legacy, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic movie all drop in the same month. Yeah, I think somebody gonna have to move, man. I think it's probably gonna be Jurassic World. Even though it has the name behind it, I just don't think it's gonna mess with Superman and Fantastic Four. I think the expectations for Fantastic Four are gonna be super high. They already are. And when you look at the expectations for Superman, I think they're gonna be pretty high. I don't think there's gonna be any real big expectations for Jurassic World. What is this movie? 7? I just don't see it. No matter how many big name actors you try and cram into it, I don't see any high expectations. Let's see. Mike says that's exactly what I'm thinking. He also comes in and says, live stream super chatathon. Please sponsor this poor child so he can buy 2 copies of Blood Ruth, issue number 1. Oh man, yeah. I'm still working way up that ladder trying to get monetized, man. So hopefully I'll get to that 3,000 watch time hours. So hopefully if anybody wants to drop some super chats, that can happen for me. But I just got to keep live streaming and keep building this community. But yeah, man, check out Mike Partika's channel if any of y'all are a comic book fan. He does a lot of great reviews, a lot of great details where he really, in my opinion, I call him dissecting comic books because he really gives y'all a, just a really good review where he really pulls back the layers. So check his channel out. But yeah, I do plan on getting that Horseman comic book. I don't know about Blood Ruth. I'm trying to think if there's anything else he's possibly dropping. Zaylin, I don't even know what the hell that is. But I know, Mike, you don't want to see the Ripperverse continue. But hey, man, he's got a fan base that is paying money to buy his comic books, and somebody wants him out there. Hopefully he keeps continuing to drop the price because with inflation going on, nobody can afford to spend all this money. At least make him like $15 or $10 or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's next year is gonna be a crazy year for movies, and I'm curious to see what I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like. I'm curious to see how good it's gonna do. Um, yeah, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. It is gonna be nuts. Superman is the main movie I want to see next year. I've said it time and time again. Let me see. Mike comes in and says, "I wish Dixon and Bennett would take their creativity elsewhere, but I think they know they're better off combining their fans with Eric July fans." Yeah, maybe possibly. I mean, I don't really know anything about either one. I've been recently getting into comic books here and there, so I don't really know anything about the people behind the comic books that write a lot of these stories. I know they're two legendary writers from what people have been saying about them. So yeah, I just think a lot of these writers that Eric July has brought on, they just haven't been the big writers of the past for such a long time. I think they're kind of like drop offs, and it feels like for one reason or another they worked with Marvel and DC and they got dropped or they dropped off, and Eric July has picked him up to work with the Rippaverse. I work for the Rippaverse, and he says he worked with a team of rock stars, but according to Mike, man, it doesn't look to be that way because his books have not been all that great. I watched some other reviews on it. Some people have given it good reviews. Some people have said the books need work. We'll have to wait and see what we're going to get for the future. We'll have to wait and see what we're going to get for the future. I do want to ask, how do you feel about Superman's crypto dog being put into the movie? Honestly, I'm not super high on it. I hope the movie is not going to be super stupid and super goofy. Um, I want it to be a little bit more serious with a little bit of humor. Let me see. Mike comes in and says, check this as legendary from writing Batman, Robin, Punisher, and other stuff. Joe Bennett got famous for Immortal Hulk, but got kicked by Marvel for supposed atheism. Okay, so I know there was something he posted in one of his I don't know if it was a comic book cover or a poster or whatever it was, but I know it was a lot of drama going around behind it. Not at the time, but I just caught on to it recently where I looked at it online. And I think that's what rubbed Marvel the wrong way or something like that. And that's why it got booted, like you said. So yeah, I'm gonna give it the 5 minute warning now. I do gotta work in the morning, so 5 minute warning, 5 minute warning. But yeah, I want the best for all of this stuff, man. For Marvel, for DC, hopefully for Rippaverse to get better. But I think it's like you said, Mike. He hasn't been taking any criticism from the fans. It's like he's been deaf on both ears when it comes to what people have to say. So we'll see what happens with that. Jurassic Vision comes in. When you get to 3,000 hours, you can mine. Yeah, when you get to 3,000, it allows you to do like super chats and super stickers and stuff like that. And then to get to the 4,000, that's when you can get your videos monetized. But you gotta have really good views to really make real good money off YouTube, like thousands of views. So that's the goal I've been pushing for. I've already kind of conquered one mountain where I've got the subscribers. Now I just need the watch hours, which has been hard. So I've been dropping a lot of longer videos. As a lot of y'all probably can tell, they've been 8 minutes or longer because I've taken a lot of people's advice to say you gotta drop longer videos. So that's been something I've been trying to do. Only videos that are usually short on my channel are like my trailer reactions. That's one of the things I like doing, no matter how good or bad my views are. I always love doing trailer reactions. It's always fun to do because it's fun to watch something and then give y'all my opinion. Because if you go back and watch a lot of my old trailer reactions I used to do, they look like crap. So to be able to do them and have them look better, definitely a plus. But like I said, we getting Superman next year. It's gonna be a lot of actors in it. And a lot of people think that it's not going to be a Superman movie anymore because of the fact that it's going to have a lot of different actors. You got Crypto in it. And they said he's not going to talk, which I'm completely fine with that. But it looks like it's being taken away from being a Superman movie. So I don't know how to feel about that. And Mike comes in and says, JB drew a picture of some political opponents as rats, Jewish trope, and drew a Jewish star and jewelry on a pawn shop inside a Hulk issue. I got a video on what might be an insert in Alpha Core 1. Okay. I got you. All right. A couple more minutes, y'all. A couple more minutes. And thank you for everybody that's been jumping in. Definitely trying to keep on the schedule. I've said it before. It's always gonna be at different times though, unless something changes. Because I usually never know until that day if something's gonna happen. A lot of times work is there, but I'm definitely gonna try and keep myself on a schedule. But yeah, there's been some comic books I've seen at the store. Like I want to kind of get into the Absolute Batman. I saw the story recently at the comic shop, and I wanted to get it. I just didn't get it, and I was like, man, when I went back to try and get it when they had it, they didn't have it. So I was like, damn. But yeah, there's a handful of stuff I've seen that I want to get into, and that's one of the things you don't really have to do when you watch the MCU movies. You don't have to read the comic books because of the fact that the stories don't follow back for back. You know, they don't follow what happens in the comic books. They take things from the comic books and they add them to the um to the movies. You know, so you don't have to follow everything um from the comic books to the live action movies. Well, this is the 1 minute warning. This is it. Finna go ahead and cut the live stream a little bit. Again, thank you for everybody that jumped in. I will post a couple of my playlists on here if you want to check them out. They'll be the shorter ones. I won't post the long ones because those things are stupid long. And I'm grateful for everybody that's been watching my live stream, that has been watching my videos. This channel would definitely not be anywhere without the subscribers. I just want to keep on going, keep on growing. Like I said, 2K is my next big goal. 4,000 watch hours is my next big goal. Thank you to everybody that's been hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'll catch you on my next one. Thanks again. Much appreciated.